How does it feel being back out there?
Good, really good. Lots of positive steps lately that have made me feel good. Obviously, I'm not out of the woods. It's a long process, but it just feels great to be back with the guys and come into training knowing that I'm going to actually train and not go and do rehab stuff. Obviously, I'm still doing a lot of that stuff on the side, but I don't wake up every morning and get out of bed thinking, yeah, I want to go to rehab. But now I'm excited in the mornings and get to come here and get back to doing what I love.
Well, we've watched you the last couple of days. You seem
Yeah.
to be going into challenges with confidence and hitting the ground and mixing it up.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I do. I'm not going to change what I do because of what happened. It feels good. It's just kind of all I know how to do. I only know how to play my way, my style, and it's gotten me to this point. I feel good about that. I embrace that. I'm not going to try and change it because of a bit of a bad luck, a bad injury over a 10, 12-year career. So it's me, it's what I do, and I'm just getting back to what I do.
Well, psychologically, can you just put it aside that you were hurt and that you feel 100% healthy now?
Yeah, I can, especially when you're out there in training. I think some of the things that we do on the side when you're focused on rehab and specific movement patterns to get the leg back to 100%, that's when you allow yourself to mentally just focus on that. But when you're out in training, there's not time to think about that. You just have to be out there and going for it. And I just need minutes, obviously, which is why I'm going to go to Arizona and continue to get through that process. It's not as easy as just saying, yeah, I'm 100% and I'm going. I got to get the rust off and mentally and physically.
What's your biggest goals for the game in Arizona? What do you want to accomplish?
I haven't really thought about it. I want to play well. I want to win, that's for sure. But I guess selfishly and individually, I want to get through as many minutes as I can, up to 60, I think, injury-free, pain-free, and just start to get the rhythm back, start to break down that rust that you accumulate from 7 months of not playing at a high level. And I also want to embrace the experience of going down there with those guys, try to teach them, try to be a good pro, a good leader, and try to show some of those guys that have hopes of playing for the first team that you can kind of bridge the gap and what it takes as a pro, and that starts when we travel in the airport, at the hotel. I think there's a few things that can be accomplished from a club perspective as well as obviously all the individual things I spoke about for myself.
Was there a particular mental hurdle and physical hurdle in these past 7 months that you've cleared where you've said to yourself, all right, this is working?
Yeah, for sure. Lots of them. I had pain in probably every fracture site for a while at different times, my knee and my ankle. Just scar tissue having to be broken down and rebuilt. That scenario that you just described has happened at least 10 times that I've had to take a step back, and it's been a lot of one step back, two forward kind of a deal. So I won't bore you with the details of every single one, but it's happened a lot of times, and it's tested me as much as anything in the game's ever tested me. Get the tapes of the last interview I did when I was coming back from my injury, and there's no way that I have the energy that I have about me right now, just walking in here and walking around and feeling good. And this is what I love. This is what we love. I love this club. I love playing here. I love training with my teammates. It means a lot to me. So the way that they've welcomed me back too has been special. And obviously when I take that next step from T2 and training to a real game, I think that'll be another emotional step for me personally, just because of how much I have invested in this club.
What's the biggest thing you've missed being out here? What's probably the one thing you've missed more than anything?
Just the camaraderie with the guys and the staff and the supporters. You don't get to interact like you usually do when you're injured. You come here, you're on the side, you're out of sight, out of mind. You're here on Saturday, Sunday when nobody else is. It's just not the same. It's lonely. It's not a good place mentally. So just getting back to that group setting has been fantastic for me. My favorite part for sure.
Do you have a timeline for yourself, a game that you're aiming at to be able to come back by?
Yeah, I mean, I want to get back as soon as possible. Obviously, we'll see what happens this weekend. I'm not going to be available for Seattle, I'm sure. And then obviously we'll take another week of training and see where I'm at. I think that's probably a better question for Caleb, but for me personally, I want to get back out there as soon as they see me fit. I mean, the rust is a plaything, but there's nothing wrong with my heart. There's nothing wrong with my passion, and that will carry me a long way, and I think I can contribute with those two things alone, and then obviously the rest of it will hopefully come as we build towards the business end of the season.
How do you think the team's done so far?
Good. I mean, it's been a rough start, but they've done well. They've fought. They've grinded out results. Got results. You know, we're right there. It's so early, and I think without two important pieces of myself and Valeri that they've done really well. So I'm proud of them for the way they've battled. Obviously, the points aren't where we want to be. We know that, but nobody's affected by that.
Mm-hmm.
We're positive, and you can just see by their demeanor that they mean business, and it has a different feel from last year to this year.
Talking about Valeri and being out here on those lonely weekends without the rest of the team, how important has it been to have someone like him sort of training alongside you, also completing his own recovery?
It's important. I've never done an injury recovery without someone, but I can just imagine that it's not fun for the reasons I've described. But I don't think you can lump Diego into a category of just, hey, you're doing rehab with X teammate, because he's special. We talked a lot about the game and how he sees different things and why his injury is a little different, and how different drills are going to help him get back quicker and better. So just from a friend point of view, just to have somebody to lean on and talk to. One day you can just come out, and I remember saying to him, I'm just not having a good day, and he's like, Willie, it's okay. I've been injured. I've done this before, and he's like, you're gonna have bad days and good days. You just gotta, kind of put it behind you and move on. And for you to have a teammate and a special guy like that be able to put his arm around you at times and help that recovery process is good, because like I've said, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it was the worst thing that's ever happened to anybody. It's all relative. It's not really that big a deal in the grand scheme of life. But for me, there were days where you just feel like the world's ending, because you're just not having a good day. Your leg's not better. You think, am I ever going to play again? And then a guy like Diego comes over and says, listen, been there. This is what happens. Just puts his arm around you and makes it manageable for that day to get the work done, so you can come back tomorrow and put in a better day. So he's been great, and I can't wait to get back on the field with him. It'll be fun.
Can I ask you one really off the topic
Sure,
question?
yeah, go ahead.
Why'd you choose your number 4?
Number 4? Well, because Diego took 8 when I came here. We came here at the same time. And they're like, this guy coming from Argentina, and I'm not a number guy. And so he goes, Sam, the kit man goes, he's like, well, this Valeri guy wants 8, and I know you were number 8 in Salt Lake, and I had number 8 because of Gerard, obviously being a big Liverpool fan in Salt Lake. And now he's coming to the league. It's probably better that I don't have it, because I'm looking forward to playing against him. But and then so I went to 4. I started trying to find out 8, and I'm not a big high numbers guy, and so 4 was available. And I don't know. I just thought it kind of fit my play. There's been some tough guys and some good, hard, I guess, mentally and physically tough players who have worn number 4 over the years. So I just thought it fit. I don't really have a good story, but the reason I don't have 8 is because Valeri took it.
There's a lot of those stories on this
right?
team.
Is that the same thing?
Darlington Nagby's a big one too. Everyone wants 6.
Does anybody want 4?
I haven't heard that yet.
Oh, perfect. They can have it. I don't really care.
You've been a part of this rivalry, obviously.
Yeah,
The
it's a big
Timber
one.
Sounders. What is it? Just another game, or is there, something more important to this?
2 aspects. It is just another game. There's 3 points at stake. Good opportunity to get points, move up the table. But then there's the other side of the coin, where obviously your supporters are bought in. It's our rivalry. It's a fantastic game. Great spectacle and a good chance to show what our club's all about. So there is more pride. And as professionals and athletes and competitors, we take that stuff very seriously. So I think it's just another game, but there's an emphasis. It's circled on our calendar. We're not going to sit here and pretend and say, it's 3 points, that's all you get. I mean, it means something to us, so that's the way we're approaching it. And I'm gonna try to get up there. I want to watch. I want to see it in person, and hopefully we can get a good result and get some momentum here moving towards the summer.
How hard will it be for you to just watch?
You kind of, I mean, it's hard, don't get me wrong, but you kind of, at a certain point, become a little bit numb to missing games. The first one's tough and the second one, but then you kind of get used to it in a sense that you can't physically help. You're not there yet. There's a reason I'm not playing. It's because I'm not at a high enough level to help. And so you think about it. What's worse than that is going out on the field and hurting your team and putting me out there with one leg and making a play that loses the team the game. You know, there's a reason that I'm not going to play. So when you think of it from a cerebral kind of perspective, like you take a step back, you kind of realize it's not that bad, you know. And then you just do what you can do. You embrace it, and you put on your pom poms and you support the guys. You know, get your cheerleader outfit and really try to rally the troops and do what you can, because getting down and negative and missing a big game like that it's part of it. Happens to all big players, suspensions, injuries all over the world, and there's no point in crying about it. So you just wish you guys good luck.
How do you feel you'll fit back in with the team in terms of the tactics and the formations and new players?
Good.
What's been missing that you can contribute?
Good. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things. Depth, obviously. I can push guys. I don't know when I'll get back into the mix, but first and foremost, it's getting in the 18, pushing the guys who are in my positions to play better, knowing that if they don't, there's a good guy who can come in and contribute. Obviously, I bring energy, passion, you know, try to do what I can to help the team, see where we're at, see if we need more points, more goals, if we need to stay tactically balanced. I think every game's different. It's a hard question to answer in the general scheme of things, but you know, I think my CV speaks for itself as what I've accomplished in this league and as a leader of this team. So I'm confident as soon as I get back on the field, I'll make this team better.
Thanks, Will.
Okay, appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Will.
you.